part 3 of this breath body awareness exercise, Somato-Respiratory Integration. In this one, we're going to take it a little bit deeper and go a little bit more abstract into finding out how you connect specifically to your own body in a way that's unique. And what you're going to be able to do with this that's unique from the other two is you're going to be able to take it and apply it to other areas of your life, specifically the way you exercise or move or do other self-care routines. This should help influence those in a positive way. What I'm talking about is differentiating with whether or not we are more aware of our movement, of our breath, or the sensations in our body. Those are the 3 things we're focusing on: movement, breath, sensations. When you breathe, when you respire, all 3 of those things are always happening. There is always movement of the lungs, the muscles, the organs. There are always sensations that come along with it. And there is always breath entering and leaving your lungs. So those 3 things are happening for all of us at all times. But you'll find, most of you very quickly, some of you it might take some more time, you'll find that associating or focusing on one of those things actually allows you to get more out of the exercise. It allows you to connect more readily to more energy, more resourcefulness, more presence in your body. We're going to do it. You're going to practice it, and I'm going to leave you to it. So first, we're going to talk about movement. When you are touching your body and breathing into an area, I'm going to pick the top of my chest. Again, you should already have noticed in the previous exercises which area tends to be the best for you. If I haven't already told you, that area might change. So if it does, don't worry about it. Just pick the one that works the best right now. Which area is the best? We're going to go there, and you're going to focus on noticing the movement, the expansion, the rising of your body under your hands. So if it's your chest, you're feeling your chest expand. If it's your belly, you're feeling your belly expand. If it's the middle, you're feeling the whole thing expand and relax. And we're going to breathe there. Noticing the movement. Feeling the expansion on the inhale and the contraction on the exhale. And pause. Next, 2 breaths, we're going to focus on the breath. So that's observing or feeling or noticing or thinking about the oxygen coming in and the oxygen going out. You're sucking air in, you're blowing air out. All right, so focus on the breath. 2 more times right here. Breath flows in and breath flows out. Breath flows in and breath flows out. Okay, now we're going to pause. We're going to go back and forth between movement and breath because I want you to get a distinction of which one is slightly or significantly better than the other. If there's no distinction, that's okay. Yours is probably going to be the 3rd one. Or the 3rd one will show you that it's a no-go and it's one of these 2. You just have to figure out the distinction over time. So, movement, breath, movement, breath. Here we go. Movement. Feel the ribs expand and contract, or the belly. Now breath. Draw the breath in and blow it out. Back to movement. And breath. And pause. So it might be obvious which one of those 2 is better for you. If it is, you got to win. You just found out how to connect to your body in a way that allows you to be more present, get more connected, find more energy and resourcefulness. And that will be something that you can use to accentuate this exercise, or, and we'll talk about this at the very end, exactly how you might adapt that into other areas of your life. If neither one was significantly better, for me they were about the same, we're going to look at the 3rd one and see if that helps clarify by showing us that it's actually the best or the worst. So, if you found one that worked, use the one that was better between breath and movement. If they were about the same, just stick with movement. So, first one, the one that you're already familiar with. One more time. And now we're going to switch to sensation, the feeling that we're getting in our hands, under our chest or abdomen or diaphragm. The sensation can come along as like a tingly sensation or a sensation of energy flowing in. We're just feeling for the sensation in our body. Breathe in and out. One more time, in and out. Okay, now we're going to go back and forth. Either breath or movement, whichever one you're selecting for this, versus sensation. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? Switch to sensation. Back to either movement or breath. And then sensation. And pause. So for me, it's a clear distinction. When I get to sensation, there's an instant sense of deeper, more effortless, fuller breath where I feel like I get more energy, I get more vitalized, I get more awake. Those are all signs that that's the positive one for me. If you got to sensation and you totally went blank, you didn't know what you were feeling for, you couldn't feel anything, you got distracted, that wasn't it. But those are the kind of distinctions we want to make. Which of those three allows you to feel the most present and connected and energized versus the least present, connected, and energized? And we're going to use that to help fuel, again, this very breath body exercise. Once you practice this extensively, you'll be able to use it in the moment and get a ton out of this exercise in a state of distress, when you're actively under stress in your life, and to help deepen and strengthen the exercise as a self-care routine. Again, repatterning the nervous system for healing rather than stress. If none of those three were very clear to you, again, if there's one that was clearly the worst and the other two were just okay, you made progress. You found out those two are better than the third or the first or whatever. Focus on those two and you'll start to peel them apart and tease them apart as time goes on to figure out which is the best for you. If you got nothing out of it, you could not figure it out, again, practice without me talking, practice in silence with your eyes closed, and you will eventually get it. If it's still not easy, just focus on parts 1 and 2. You can get so much out of parts 1 and 2 through repetition that this will come later as a cherry on top. When you do get it, or if you've already gotten this, how does this apply to your life in general? What I've noticed personally is that when I go to do my own exercise, my own movement practices or breathing practices, it was a total aha to realize that for me to focus on sensation allowed me to get so much more out of my activity, my exercises, where the breath and the movement just fell into place naturally. And the timing of everything and the movement of my body was so much more well cued, and I felt safe and strong and stable when I focused on sensation and let the other two kind of follow naturally. For you, it might be something different, movement or breath, right? So maybe you've noticed that you're in a movement class and the teacher is instructing you to move based on some sort of timing and rhythm, and you feel like it's hard to keep up or you get easily distracted. That's because maybe for you, focusing on the breath or sensation allows you to stay more present with what's being asked of you. It could be the opposite. You focus on a breathing practice and it's really hard for you to get deep breaths. You say, breathe into your heart to create this sense of heart openness, and you're breathing in your heart and it's like, I can't connect here. Well, maybe that's because your heart is restricted and you need to find access to that area through first doing the first two parts of the exercise, then focusing on the breath, movement, or sensation to really help you open that up. So on and so forth. Meditation, if you've been instructed in meditation to feel sensations in your body and you just can't, maybe you need to bring a little bit of movement, subtle movement, or more breath into that area to help you get connected. You can notice this in regular moments of your life. Again, you're walking down the hall, if at your office or at your work or in your classroom, or you're driving in the car on the way to the grocery store, on the way to your business, or you're talking to family and friends, or you're at home watching TV or on the computer, whatever's going on, you can, in a moment, learn to feel into the body through that breath, movement, or energy. Find the area that's most effortless, easy, and open, connect to that, and allow the rest of your body to kind of train or adjust itself to match and balance out with that sense of ease. So you can use it to actually get connected in the moment. The better you get and the more you practice these individual parts of the exercise, they become an absolute asset to retraining your body towards healing versus distress. That's it.